Hey guys, welcome to question MM328 of the Maths Methods Fortify study guide. So in this question we've got a function f of x equals 2 take 1 on x take 1 squared. And we need to sketch this graph in part A, which is the 3-mark question. We obviously need to label our intercepts and our asymptotes because this is a truncus. We should be able to recognize that by our 1 over x squared, okay? So that's the giveaway of the fact that it's a truncus. If you're not sure what a truncus is, you can watch this video and you can also go back and revise what that is as well. So, as always with any sketching, we need to find our intercepts and we also need to find our asymptotes. So asymptotes are pretty straightforward to find with trunci, I guess. And what we do is, this constant out the front, it can sometimes be on the end, but the constant is going to be your horizontal asymptote, okay? Because normally it's at 0, and we're moving it up by 2, which means our asymptote is going to be y equals 2. Okay, so our horizontal is y equals 2, and our vertical is given away by this little guy here. So if we have x take 1 on the bottom of this fraction, that means that if x equals 1, this doesn't exist, right? So there's an asymptote at x equals 1. Awesome. Which means we have, and I always like to just draw these as soon as I find them. So x equals 1 here, and y equals 2, which I'm just going to put up here. Y equals 2. You'll have a grid on yours, so it'll be a bit easier to make it more scalable. But there are asymptotes for now. What else do we need? Intercepts. So let's start with our y-intercept, where x equals 0. So f of 0 is equal to 2 minus 1 over 0 minus 1 squared. So 2 take away 0 minus 1 is negative 1. Negative 1 squared is just 1, so 1 over 1 is 1, which means we get 1. Awesome. So our y-intercept is 0, 1. And for our x-intercepts, we let y equal 0, right? So 0 equals 2 minus 1 over x take 1 squared. Adding 1 on x take 1 squared to both sides, we get 2 equals 1 over x take 1 squared. Multiply both sides by x take 1 squared, so 2 outside of x take 1 squared equals 1. Divide both sides by 2, we get 1 over 2. Square rooting both sides, we get x take 1 equals plus minus 1 on root 2. Don't forget this plus minus, because otherwise you're going to get it wrong. And then from there we can say that x is equal to 1 plus minus 1 on root 2. So our intercepts are 1 minus 1 on root 2, which is the same as root 2 over 2 if you rationalize the denominator. So 1 take root 2 on 2, 0, and then 1 plus root 2 on 2, 0. And because we don't have our calculator, we need to leave these in exact form. And this is a negative truncus, which means it's going to be coming up like this. So that means that our asymptotes are going to be somewhere like this. 0, 1 is there. So something like this. Awesome. That's it. So one thing about these trunci, and hyperbolas especially as well, anything with an asymptote, is you need to make sure that it looks like it's constantly going towards the asymptote. I lost marks in year 12 because I had a graph that went slightly away like that, and I just lost a mark because it's not meant to. It's meant to go constantly up towards it. So guys, that's part A, done. We need to label these as well, actually. So 1 plus root 2 on 2, 0. This one is 1 take root 2 on 2, 0. This is 0, 1. We've labeled our asymptotes as well, so now that's it. Guys, let's move on to part B. Part B is a 2-mark question. So what it says is, part B, 2 marks. So it says, find the area enclosed by the graph of f, the lines x equals negative 2 and x equals 1, x equals 0. Awesome. Now if yours says x equals 1/2 as your second equation, we've changed that. You will have had our first addition if you've got that. If you don't worry, but if you do, try the question again with these two endpoints here. And the x-axis as well. So what we're going to find is the area between negative 2 and 0, right? So this area here, which is the area under our graph, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to know that our area is equal to the integral from -2 to 0 of 2 minus 1 over x take 1 squared dx. Sweet. So from here we're just going to evaluate this as normal. So our integral of 2 is 2x, and our integral of x take 1 squared is positive 1 over x take 1. So I don't need that there. Awesome. From -2 to 0. Sweet. So what we get is 2 times 0 plus 1 over 0 take 1 minus 2 times -2 plus 1 over -2 take 1. Sweet. 2 times 0 is 0, plus 1 over -1, which is -1, minus 2 times -2 is -4, and then we're plussing 1 over -3, or -1 on 3, so take away -1 on 3. Awesome. Now, what we then get is -1 plus 4 plus 1 on 3, so we get 3 plus 1/3, which equals 10 over 3 units squared. Awesome. Now, 2-mark question. Our first mark comes here, and our second mark comes when we actually write our answer of 10 on 3. Guys, that is it for this question. Please hit me up if you have any questions in the comments below. But otherwise, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.